You know what I'm really looking forward to in this modern world? I'm looking forward to, let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when Elon Musk gets to put those Starlink free Wi-Fi, like hotspots, mobile hotspots for people, because that's what they've been doing for like relief, with like the hurricanes in North Carolina and stuff like that. When the whole cell network was destroyed, whole Wi-Fi network was destroyed. Elon Musk had the infrastructure and the ability to swoop in and provide cell service and internet to people for free. And so my thing is, why on earth are Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile even in existence if one company, Elon Musk's Starlink, can overnight give us all not only cell service and internet, but better access to it and faster speeds? Like, I understand how maybe older people think in terms of long-term growth and they just want to keep things the same, but I think Steve Jobs would frown upon that. Same with John Lennon and Martin Luther King. I have to assume that they would always be willing to sacrifice material gain, egotistical pride, and stuff like that in order to launch humanity into a more spacefaring civilization. Because how on earth are we gonna ever go to another planet if we're stuck on this electrical and cellular and internet grid that Xfinity, AT&T through DirecTV, Verizon, all the Fios, Google Fiber, all that shit, they're just fucking robbing people, dude. Like, everything that's charging you like $2 for cloud space, $5 for cloud space, $10 for cloud space, $20 for cloud space, a subscription for free 7-day trial and then $2.99 a week, blah 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 blah, and that shit just piles up and piles up. But at the end of the day, people are just abusing the system to be able to get that payment from you. There's that hidden behind closed doors conversation going on where they're like, well, we could give this to them for free, or we could get rich off of it. So let's just fucking get rich, give them shitty quality stuff with terrible customer service that barely pays people's bills, charge people an exorbitant, like humongous overprice of all the services that they're barely even receiving. You know what I'm saying? I worked for Cricket for almost 2 years, so like I do know from the inside what I'm talking about a lot of it and how much it really costs and how much they're really making. If you do some homework, these are multi-trillion-dollar a year corporations. Some of these industries are hundreds of trillions of dollars a year. Cellular service, internet, Wi-Fi, security, when it comes to warfare, cyber crimes and stuff like that, and the policement of that. And if we have to go to war with another country, with cyber attacks and shit like that. I mean, dude, there's a lot of stuff people aren't thinking about. And right now, we're basically like forcing people to suffer because a few people are just cackling behind closed doors and sipping champagne and saying fuck them. Well, I'm really sick of being the them that people say fuck them about, because that constantly be my population. That's constantly my people, the people that live next to me, the people that go to church with me, the people that pray next to me, the people that shop where I shop, the people that walk these same streets. You know what I'm saying? Life could be so much better, man, but we got to make noise and we got to take up our space, and it's not going to manifest itself if I'm the only person talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think, unfortunately, one day there's going to be a constitutional amendment where they say that, internet access is a right. They're going to say that. They're going to say it's a human right to have access to the internet. It's gonna be a thing, because it's like, I mean, my thing is like, why so much access for so few people? We're basically like cutting ourselves off from what could be the most collaborative platform of all time if just like we'd go into third world countries and just like rebuild them and fucking put Starlink around and shit like that. Like, dude, I mean, I've always been a dreamer and stuff like that, but I've also been educated, so I like read shit like the Martian Chronicles, which probably nobody watching on here has ever fucking read. You probably don't really know much about Ray Bradbury other than Fahrenheit 451. You probably don't know about Dandelion Wine. He's one of my favorite authors of all time. But along with John Steinbeck, Winter of Our Discontent, that shit fucking was sad. At the end, I was like, damn. I was so used to books having happy endings. And then he was like, nah, this is dismal as fuck. And I was like, damn, that's kind of life though. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep working though. I'm gonna keep pushing these fucking boundaries, even if other people aren't doing it. You know what I mean? Because I'm on assignment. You know what I'm saying? For my creator. I've taken it upon myself to try to help improve this rock hurtling through the galaxy with the limited information available to me. People talk about like the dark ages and shit like that. Dude, you realize 100 years from now, they're gonna talk about this like the dark ages? How do you think of Henry Ford's Model T? What do you imagine when you say Henry Ford's Model T? Be like, oh, kind of grainy sepia picture, you know, with really thin wheels and a little carriage looking thing, but with no horse. And you realize that was like 100 years ago? We'd be looking at them and like laughing our asses off and be like, that Model T ain't shit, bro. I got a Lamborghini. That's what people be thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, what do you think they're gonna say about us in 100 fucking years? So get to it. Let's go. Quit fucking wasting time. Let's fucking collaborate a little bit. You know, it's like, how do people go to college and they're not allowed to like make money off the stuff that they're like studying? Like, dude, you should be able to turn your paper in and turn it into the New York Times and, you know, be allowed to get published and shit like that while you're in school. You should also be able to get fucking Nike sponsorships. Are you kidding me? What, you're trying to restrict when someone can access money that companies are begging to sponsor them for? Dude, what if a family grows up in fucking poverty and they got a son who's baller, like kills it, so he's like the meal ticket, you know what I'm saying? And he's, what, let's say 1 year short of when the college, whatever people allow him to get sponsorships. What if he gets an injury?